Hi there, I'm Noah, and this is the ERS System Configuration Training Series, Minimum Order Requirements. As with taxes, there is a default minimum order requirement, and we can also customize it for specific cities. And actually, with minimum order requirements, we can even customize it by zip code if we want to. So let's look at the default, and we are going to find it at Admin, Rules, Availability Rule Sets, Universal Availability. It's pretty simple. You just adjust this number if you need to, and you can specify whether it's going to be based on the total or the subtotal using this field. Then there's the block message, which is what will display on the payment page if your customer hasn't met the minimum order requirement. By default, that message says we require a minimum order of amount to check out. It uses that merge field for the amount. I like to add in another sentence there, and you're welcome to do so as well if you like. So feel free to write this down and add it to your block message if you want. I like to add in, please click here to keep shopping. Now you can see some code in there, some HTML. That code is going to generate a link your customers can click on that will take them back to the store, so it's a little bit of added convenience for them. If you know HTML a little bit, you'll notice that the link isn't in quotes like it normally would be. Don't worry about it. It's a nerdy technical thing about the way the system reads and draws data. Just enter it in the way I have it formatted here and it'll work. Okay, if you made any edits here, make sure to save your changes, and then let's go back to Admin, Order Config, Service Areas to look at city-based minimum order requirements. So it's the same workflow as our last video on taxes. If there are any cities in this list that you want to have a different minimum order requirement from the default, just type that into that field for these cities and click Save. So in my case, let's say Bernalillo is considerably farther away than the other cities in this list, so I'm going to say I won't go there for less than 300. Let's say the same thing for Placitas. Now with minimum order requirements, you can actually set a different requirement at the zip code level if you like, and zip codes will always override cities. So let's go into the zip codes area and I'll show you that. All right, so for example, 87114 is a little bit farther away than other zip codes in Albuquerque, so I'm going to enforce a higher minimum order requirement for that zip code. Now, sometimes zip codes can span multiple cities. So 87114 is found in both Los Ranchos and Albuquerque. So I have to update that minimum order requirement for the zip code entry in both cities unless I only want it to apply when someone chooses that zip code in one of those cities. So if somebody has an address in 87114 in Albuquerque and I set it to 300, then it'll enforce the $300 minimum order requirement. But if they're in Los Ranchos with that 87114 zip code, unless I change this field right here, it will just enforce the default. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in here, and now I'm covered. Okay, that does it for minimum order requirements. In the next video, we're going to cover document editing, which means we're going to learn how to edit the emailed receipts your customers will receive, as well as the event contract they'll be prompted to sign, as well as automated emails they'll receive before the event, on the day of the event, and or after the event. Feel free to take the quiz for this video and then move on to the next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.